Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 on the road to Tunis, the ever-travelled road to Tunis. In the west, it is Angreifen fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the 10th Panzerdivision, 6th Panzer Grenadier Company, supported by elements of the Fallschirmbrigade Ramke, with a Fallschirm Pioneer start here. In the east, it is Noob Nath fighting here for the British Army of the Commonwealth, the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats. Straight into a double sapper start here, line to grab more chariots, and of course also fortified against those dastardly Germans. We got the Fallschirm Pioneer sandbags here, Pioneer with sandbags there. Steady approach here from actually move straight on for the carve point. Maybe it's a misclick here. I occasionally set up for the sandbags, they forgot to use shift click order here, so I don't know. Following up with Grenadiers, interesting choice as well. We'll have to see, of course, what this leads for Angreifen. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters who make the Propagandacast possible there with their generous support. So big thanks to all those are wonderful and charming people. Sappers northwards here with their Sten guns at the ready. Got the southern point here in the sconce now. Fallschirm Pioneer also got dug in here. First Grenadier squad right here for Angreifen. Bit busy here with the Fallschirm Pioniere, which of course were the pioneers of the German Fallschirmjäger divisions. They were typically, besides doing fortification work, well, they're also basically meant to work as assault troops attacking fortified positions. So they were typically a bit above the regular Fallschirmjägers in a sense. Not in a sense they actually were. So, little fun fact, we got Sappers as the Sappers here. First shots fired here by the southern fuel point. Sten guns versus Car-9 TKs here. If Nath can get the Sappers close, the Fallschirm Pioneer in trouble, but if Angreifen can maintain a distance here between the Sappers and the Fallschirm Pioniere, this is how it's going to work out for Angreifen. Section following up though in wake of the Sappers here. MD42, interesting. We're not seeing a lot of Fallschirm Pioneer on top of that first Fallschirm Pioneer squad here from Angreifen. I wonder what the plan here is. Typically, most players will focus on getting out a lot of Fallschirm Pioneers, as they are obviously quite good for their cost. But Angreifen, interesting enough, is just so far not really going there. Daimler Dingo, light scout card here for Nath, providing some rapid motorized support here for the troops from the south here to meet the infantry assault here from Angreifen. MD42 out here as well. Pioneers busy up north here, shots being fired here. Grenadiers, Fallschirm Pioneer pulling behind the car. Then we got the Sappers closing in to pull up here. Staying close to the cover there. Good play there by Nath. That said, Angreifen calls us ability to focus down the Sappers, as if they get close, they're going to cause a lot of damage there. So focusing down first is very smart here. And the Sappers, they're taking a lot of damage here from Angreifen's forces. Almost wiping out the entire squad there already. Excellent kill here, and definitely a headache there for Nath. MD42 following up here, and we got another Grenadier squad, so looks like he's just going for one Fallschirm Pioneer squad. This is honestly feeling a bit reminiscent of how some Val players would play with Ostrom doctrines in Companies 2, where they just go for one Ostrom squad to get it out faster than just rely on regular Grenadiers. And it feels like Angreifen just kind of went for the Fallschirm Pioneer in the same way, just to get out something a bit faster than the Grenadiers. But then I should tend to line the Grenadiers. So that's a very interesting choice here by Angreifen, that's the case. Still early on, but, interesting nonetheless. Up north here, we got straight for the cover of the Pioneers. Sharp play there, avoiding the main forces up north and forcing Nath to then withdraw from the victory point, for example, as he also risks getting cut off his resources. Devious play in the south here, Diamond Dingo being pushed back, machine gunning up here, and the Grenadiers. Fallschirm Pioneer falling fairly far behind as they are very low in health. Second Grenadier squad being dispatched northwards here by the German army, the 10th Panzerdivision, and there goes Sappers, whoops, closing in here on the Pioniere. Forcing them away. Grenadier there, pushing ahead. Looks like some sandbags are planned here by the sound of it. Section forcing, another section waiting for Nath. Machine here busy by the southern victory point. Grenadiers grab the southern fuel point. Getting flanked around. Quick falling back here. North Grenadiers by the northern fuel point, digging in around the sandbags there. And laying down barbed wire on the sandbags laid down by Nath. More Grenadiers for Angreifen, so definitely an interesting build opening here. And then we got one Fallschirm Pioneer squad, 3 Grenadiers and 1 MB42, a fairly heavy tier 1 here from Angreifen and his Wehrmacht versus Noob Nath. MB42 the Universal Carrier. Getting some good shots there. Up north it comes to the sappers here, and we got the 3rd Grenadier Squad ready for Angreifen. Guessing tech after that, or does Angreifen have further surprises in store for us? Anyone here, the gun is pulling all the fuel pun holding out here, the British forces they're pouring in. A large push here by Nath. And he actually goes to the infantry officer quarters. I mean, it does make sense, considering, like, you know, how heavy his tier 1 is, but it's still not very common to see it like that, and particularly, again, not with Luftwaffe. So, very interesting decision dealing with oncoming. Got the section here, the Recce section caught with the Pioneer and the Falchion Pioneer. Then he's been caught up with the Saps, got the second gun coming up here. A lot of action across the entirety of the front end between Nath and Angreifen. Saps that are being focused down. Up north here, Recce section, probably a Falchion Pioneer there, losing Fritz. That's the Pioneer they're pulling up. And then go Recce section, routed. South machine holding up here by the southern victory point here. Nice and prepared. So what will next for Angreifen? I'm guessing Luftwaffe Company, because that is just so much more popular than the Panzergrenadier Company. Sandbags down there, sections falling a bit back. Catch reinforcing, got the training center up there with the infantry training upgrade. Quite good. And of course, makes a ton of sense. So yeah, both players having basically gone for like early upgrades there for the men. Interesting choices there, but again, more from the Wehrmacht. Pioneer, of course, get the fast capture ability for that. Falchion Pioneer routed. Quickly occupying this little compound here, make different for Angreifen, just pushing on that. Luftwaffe Company going up, gunning northwards. That's a lot of veteran grenadiers now in the hands of Angreifen. Machine gun just remains down south. He could support his men in the center, honestly, but I guess he's not keen on that yet. Saxon Marine from both sides here. Gonna get a bit aggressive here. Pioneer swing over the Flamen Wave here to support the grenadiers around the center. Section here at the assault. There you go. Flamen Wave engaging the section there. Grenades off here from the sappers. The number 69 grenade, which was an impact grenade, and the Dingo goes down to Panterfaust. Ends up being a fairly good exchange here for Nath, since he doesn't really lose a lot of men. And that can just be healed up there. Jaeger's on the way there, no surprise there. As for Nath, still not much here going on for him. We got the section there, sappers falling back here. And the machine now moving up here for Angreifen and the 10th Panzer Division there. North here, skirmishing the grenadiers in the Recce section there. Falchion Pioneer advancing. Could upgrade those, of course, with an MG-15 or the Granatenbüchse 39. And we got a push for the car point here with the Pioneers and the MG-42 there. Not car point, but the fuel point right outside that space. Bold. Very bold. We also got the platoon command post up. Let's see what it goes for from there. Though, versus Jaegers with Panzer 6. I'll be surprised it went for Humbers. Grabbing the northern point there. And there you go. Moving out his force in formation there. Straight into the MG-42, which veteran actually gains more suppression. So that was pretty much his entire lot there routed. Good lord! They got machine guns outside of our base! Yes, that's rude. Awfully rude. I don't think that's a matter of etiquette, sir. Shut up, Terrence. I'll have you cleaning up latrines again with your toothbrush. Pioneers as the Recce section. Jaegers moving forward, so machine gun quickly positioning. Obviously doesn't make it too easy for Nath to just flank around it. Also, we see the Nath, of course, upon realizing that Angreifen actually parks his machine gun outside of his base, actually spent his men more. Good response there by Nath. Jaegers leading with one flank, but there's also, of course, up in the north here. Needs to come up the northern flank here, so definitely needed some support here. Maybe mortar for Nath here, pretty good. Regular, or if he's gone for Indian Artillery, could have gone for a heavy mortar here. Sappers are pressed, section almost wiped out. Nath once more found himself repulsed here by the 10th Panzer Division here. And sorry about that, got a bit of a cold. But we got sandbags here on the carve point here, making use of the fact there's not really a lot of great cover here for Nath. Really cheeky there by Angreifen, but I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Not much, I mean, he could try and push for like some fast 5 Schmiegans. Instead, we got a flak 30 on the way for him. Machine gun repositioning northwards. Oh dear. Got the grenadiers to the section of the sappers here. Probably should treat that machine gun or get it merged. Jaegers being assaulted. Got the section there, we got the Sappers machine now out for Nath. I mean, that's obviously good to do for him as well here. So now both sides have machining available, but of course Angreifen has a Flak 30. Which actually early in some units was referred to as a heavy machine gun as well there. But that might have been for counterintelligence purposes to mess up with any potential spies they're poking about where they're not supposed to, I don't know. But they would eventually, as the war went on, you know, be used more and more just in, you know, ground roles instead of firing at aircraft. Fun fact there, they, you know, like Flak Sturmabteilungs or Flak assault units. There's the Sappers here, Pioneers moving forwards as well. Recce section up around the building here in the south here. Terrain secured. Biggest there, getting some guys stuck, they executed. There you go, Flak gun up with the Sappers. Northern side being seized with the function PO now equipped with the MG15, which was a machine gun made from aircraft machine guns, basically sort of like, you know, they have like machine guns mounted in various aircraft, like, you know, gunners' positions, but eventually they'd upgrade to like bigger guns or just replace them entirely, so they have a lot of spare light machine guns effectively, which they just set up for the infantry. Creating a fairly large light machine gun with a large magazine, 75 rounds, but on the other hand they couldn't use belts like, say, the MG34 or the MG42. Some interesting bits there. Flak gun here with Grenadiers. There was the section inside the building there. In the south, push forward to the Grenadiers here. Catch the Sappers out of the open here. That could be a wipe here if Nath isn't careful. Flak gun being about to get flanked here. Need to be careful there. Here moving for that. Machine up between the other side here. Those section members there in the building are getting absolutely pummeled from all sides. Meanwhile up north here, assault continues here from Nath. Angreifen turn around to deal with it. We got the flak gun that's heading up, but the flank is also exposed here, and the recce sections are not slowing down here. Jäger's being pulled in to try and halt the collapse there. We haven't really seen much here. We do have a 6-pounder gun, but no light vehicles here from Nath. Pioneers almost getting wiped out. Their flak gun actually got wiped there. And we got a touch strike on Nath in his recce section. Thumbs up to that. It's time to get more better map control versus Angreifen. We got the infantry reserves ability there, which is actually quite good. It makes the Grenadiers and for some of the Pioneers quite cheap to reinforce, like 15 and 16 respectively, which is really cheap. Also got the Panzer Company, so he's clearly pushing for a relatively fast Panzer IV here versus Nath and the British, which is obviously going to be a headache there for Nath, so thumbs up to that for Angreifen. North here, Falchion Pioneer flanking around here, catching Nath from an angle he wasn't expecting there with the MG15. Note by the MG15 wouldn't be the only time they'd repurpose aircraft machine guns for, you know, more ground usage. In fact, the British did the same for some of the Vickers K, which the commanders would use, was a similar aircraft machine guns. You know, they just didn't need for the aircraft anymore and would repurpose for ground usage. So, little fun fact there. Pioneers going to pushing forward here, big push there by Angreifen. Meanwhile, the Falchion Pioneer tailed here, but the flamethrower Sappers here. Glorious infantry assault here to claim the small munitions point here in the northern compound. Section almost wiped out. Meanwhile, in the south here, the southern compound remains in the hand of the British Army, but that's about to change, I think, here as Angreifen launches a full-on assault here. Grenadiers, Pioneers, and the flak gun, even the MG-14 reserve here. Nath definitely need to get these men out of there before they get turned into roast. Jäger's heading southwards there. And we got Gurkhas out. That is Indian Artillery here for Nath here, and equipped with a Bren gun. Guns being ripped out in the open here by the Gurkhas if not careful, and the Pioneers for that matter. Do not take those Gurkhas lightly. They are absolute titans of combat there. There we go, quick merge of the Pioneers. Thumbs up here to Angreifen. He's also, by the way, merged the Grenadiers here after crewing it to actually get to full strength right away. Also, 2 thumbs up. In fact, they've really been great use of merge, honestly. Excellent use of it. And I guess these are what you'd call black Pioneers, which actually refers to Pioneers in a Grenadier unit. Grenadiers and Pioneers and Grenadier, specifically they trained Grenadiers to also perform as Pioneers is what I was trying to say, but completely messed up. My mistake. Oh! Accidentally sacrificed the entire Grenadier squad there to get the Pioneers at sort of full strength there. But they typically have like a company of those, I think, in like a German Grenadier battalion, trained to sort of double as Pioneers. So, little fun fact there. Yeah, the Gurkhas obviously excellent infantry there, colonial troops that serve the British Empire, in fact, still do. had quite a reputation and would be some of the ones sending after the German Fallschirmjägers on Monte Cassino. But definitely not someone to take lightly. Fallschirmjäger here, catching the Vickers, moving in the bad spot here. That's going to have to retreat, I think, here from Nath. There you go, the head-on assault into the flak gun, and info 2 not going too well here for Nath. The rest of the men just abandon the Gurkhas. Don't worry, they're Gurkhas. They can take it. They're screaming in pain. No, they're screaming in glory. What?
We have command points.
Don't you question me. Oh.
Ready for orders.
Heading for the southern field point.
The men are ready.
And can soon go for the Panther 4. We've got another Jäger. They're actually flooding a bit of manpower here. Part of me honestly thinks you just go for some Fallschirmjägers. Obviously, having more Jägers is great too, no mistake, but certainly some more aggressive assault-oriented infantry could also be good addition here versus Nath. Who's also able to get like good map control in, though he's definitely behind at victory points in the south. Oh, south charge here. Oh, Nath isn't making sense. Oh, goodness. Those desert rats got turned into desert splats. Brutal. Fresh pusher here, though, from Nath. Got the sappers, the Gurkhas, a record section 6-pounder gun there going in hardy up north here. Flak gun, corner bad spot here. Flares off. Flak, though unsupported, is relatively easy target. They got the punish rush in the machine. They're not supporting. Artillery strike on it, though. Oh, dear, this is an absolute amazing push here from Nath. He is ripping through Angreifen. Machine gun got wiped out. Flak gun wiped out. The casualties are horrendous. A power push here from Nath and the Pioneers. Nearly what getting knife. Got the Jägers to cling out in the end to tank them, but they're easy targets against the Gurkhas and the Recce section. You should just retreat them. He deploys smoke first. And there we go. Nath makes a run here for the flak gun. Grenade assault on the Jägers. Oh dear. Took too much damage from it and get wiped as well. Huge blow here to Angreifen. Flak gun and the Jägers utterly eliminated. Now we got 2 grenade squads against the veteran 2 Recce section and the Gurkhas. Grenades being chucked left and right, but it's not enough. And he's got his own grenade assault. Oh, it doesn't actually, it's just still included another way, though. Brutal stuff here. Just massive casualties for Angreifen in the 10th Panzer Division. Just dozens of Germans dead here. And Nath now makes off with the flak gun, which apparently benefits as well from infantry training for the support weapons. That's extra bad news for Angreifen. Also a bit interesting because I don't believe Germans Veterans 1 bonuses from the officer quarters does not apply when they capture enemy allied weapons, so that's an interesting one there. Smoke bomb there tossed. Pioneers as the Recce section. Artillery called in again. He's very good at making, calling in these artillery strikes all the way here. Thumbs up to Nath on that one. Grenade assault here this time, though. Mostly dodged for the Jägers, except for Fritz. In the south here, Recce section moving about here. Panther 4 is on the way for Angreifen. It has arrived. As though for Nath, we do have the company command post going up.
The adversary is trying to take one of our points.
Some absolutely cracking action here. Panther 4 pushing forward, shoots and whiffs. Should add a pinlight machine to that. We also got fragmentation bombs. Wow. You don't see that off because Stuka-Lloyds is just, absolutely way too good and needs to be nerfed, so most people never bother with that, but Angreifen clearly doesn't care, which does, I suppose, fit Angreifen. Or, of course, he's just exploring, which, honestly, isn't a bad thing to do at all there. Although, it's quite interesting to see what Angreifen do, because he's definitely, going for one of the more popular commanders, but the way he's playing it is fairly unorthodox. Which is also, I find, quite instructional, because it really tells you a lot more about the faction some which plays you may not consider, because, some people just so focused on, what is the best. They just, tend not to explore too much beyond that. Got the MD4 moving forwards here. Got the Vickers coming up here. Could flank it, maybe. Panther 4 up north here. Awaiting repairs from the Fallschirmjäger. Smoke deployed here. Very good. South, infantry pushing in. Got grenades nearby. Sappers, Recce section advancing. Crusader tank out here, though, for Nath. Upgrading to the Crusader 3.
Now under enemy control.
Grenades off here. Sappers being pushed back, not for the puppet grenade section. They're taking a nasty grenade here from the Stielhandgranate. And they're around it. Crusader tank rushing in there. Almost upgrade to the Crusader 3. Main difference is basically just the gun. Crusader 2 had a 2-pounder gun. The Crusader 3 had a 6-pounder gun. Jägers is spotted. No artillery support here. Up north, Pan forming utility with the Gurkhas. And a recce section. 6-pounder gun on the move here. Could also rush in the Crusader tank. Jägers being flanked with the infantry supporting them. Crusader tank rushing northwards. There we go, Crusader 3. And we got the subs. Oh dear, with a purloined Panther truck from the Jägers that got wiped earlier. Oh dear, that just makes things worse. Angreifen's Panther 4 there is needing to get out of there very fast. Like, he just left the Panther 4, they're kind of forgotten. And he's actually done very little. But now it's being cornered here, and he's actually driving it into a corner seemingly willingly. I know what's going wrong here for Angreifen. This is a really bad tactical mistake. Like, I have no idea what he's doing there with it overall. Now it seems like he's just throwing it away. This is a massive, like, tactical win here for Nath. Due to a significant tactical blunder here by Angreifen. No idea what that Panther 4 was achieving up there. Like, sure, getting repaired there, but he could have done with the Pioneers. Instead, it just resulted in him losing his Panther 4 without really doing anything. So that's like 440 manpower, 100 fuel, just doing very little fuel destroyed. This is massive for Nath. Massive. And really a big setback there for Angreifen.
Pioneer infantry killed.
And his Pioneers got wiped too. Good lord, Nath is just delivering out those slaps today.
Infantry firing on us!
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Got the recce section with the Jägers. Pantrek firing it, breaking a hole in the wall there. Sapswing in the catch machine, a bit of an awkward spot. Gonna use the Jägers there.
36 emplacements are available for construction.
Flat 36. Still no Fallschirmjägers though. Ostostom though. Nash, we're just gonna go for a Panther 4. He probably won't go for any of those right away. Grade 8, they almost take out the Info 2 team. Gurgha's there close to Vetchny 2. They're definitely getting their part of the assignment done, that's for sure. You got Nath with another Crusader away there. Angreifen with a replacement Panther 4. Does mean, of course, Nath will enjoy numerical advantage here in terms of tanks. Gurkha's being slammed in there. Got to the strike column of Nath. I imagine that's going to be a fragmentation bomb. Or airburst shell, not fragmentation. Sappers are flanking with their Panther strike running to the Grenadiers here. Meanwhile, Fallschirm and Jägers in trouble with the Gurkhas. Grenade and Info 2, their fragmentation shell, or airburst shells. Why do I insist to call that fragmentation shells? But anyways, airburst shells going off here. Crusader tank rushing in here. Utter chaos, and the machine gun gets wiped again. Recruiting again with Grenadiers, and again with the officer quarters. Whenever you recruit your machine gun, veterans, the MD42 there specifically, it gets veterans who won.
Victory point is under enemy control.
And it gets wiped again. Against unit heavy cover, no cover, to be expected. And forcing forwards, Jäger supporting the push here. In the south, north seems slightly forgotten. Here's Angreifen gets sucked into the center part because he probably wants that MD42 back.
All victory points are under enemy
But now Nath is able to really get the bleed going here on Angreifen in the 10th Panzer Division.
points remaining.
Going for that Crusader, we got the Vickers here in the Recce sections. Preventing a direct push here by the Jägers there being absolutely part of the Recce section. Like, they are incredibly good for their cost, as you might have noticed there. It may in fact be worth of a slight touchdown in terms of bound. But there you go, Crusader rushing in and kicking Panther past the Panther here. Nath getting a bit too cocky here versus Angreifen. Could cost him a Crusader if he's not careful. Almost got it here. But no, looks like the Crusader is able to avoid death by Deutschland. Meanwhile, got the Recce section then moving further into the flank of Angreifen center push here. Grenadiers will need to retreat soon, I think, here. Recce section, they're taking some losses up north here. Fallschirm Pioneer holding off a minor British push by the sappers. Black gun all the way back here. And a grenade here. Oh, no, it's not grenades, a fragment of the artillery call in there. Panther 4 there blasting away. Need to get that one repaired though. It would benefit him also to go for either some more Pioneers or Fallschirm Pioneers, just as more ways of repairing his armor faster. Sabbers there pushing after that Panther 4 here. Center forced to abandon that here in the face of Nath's assault.
MG42 and crew ready.
What will Angreifen do next in the face of Nath? Guessing another Panther 4 here. There's some Fallschirmjägers will still also be a good addition.
Advanced weaponry will soon
Sabbers
be
are caught by the M42. No, he goes for support elements. Interesting. Very interesting. Ibelwind? Marder? North Crusade technically fixed up here by the Saps in theory. It just seems like they're sort of assessing the damage. Well, that's a hole. Good job there, Mr. Mechanic. Well, I wasn't trained for this.
Victory point
I
lost.
just lied on my resume. Oh, for heaven's sake. Grab the Southern Point Paps. Bigger push here for Angreifen. Got the Jaegers on the move, gun of the ears, machine moving forwards as well.
250 points.
But there you go, Jaeger caught it with the recce section. See, we've got 248 versus 214. Things hitting out again. Here we got the Vic inside the building here. Both Jaeger squads are pressed, and we got a fragmentation bomb against the building. Oh! And the Gurkhas could be caught on it, depending how he's called it in. Holy smokes! Crusaders going for the base here. Jaegers retreating right back here. Machine getting flanked here. Okay, sending in one Crusader. Bit risky here. And he's actually going for a Marder. A Wehrmacht Marder's on the machine gun, wiped here and getting hammered by artillery. Jaegers going for the building, and there he goes. Kind of got stuck here between the buildings. Not great there for Nath. Great there for Angreifen. And down it goes. That was definitely a bit odd there by Nath. That ends up with an easy kill there. I've got another Crusader rushing forwards here. Panzer being fixed up. Got the Jaegers nearby. We got the Marder almost done. First Marder 3M, I think, on the channel here. Oh, we got it out here. Oh dear, there we go. Crusader tank absolutely melted. Thanks to the combination of Panzer Panther 4 and, of course, the Marder. There he goes. Going to lose another Crusader tank here in a matter of seconds. There is three. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. There was 3 Crusader tanks lost in, like, roughly the time span, like a minute or so. As an absolutely brutal hit to the 7th Armored Division. And I could see Nath getting a bit of a scolding there from Monty. Punch me as the Sapsik, Panther falling back. Marder, the also has to get out of that one. Flat gun, they're holding up the Jaeger advance in the center. Marder needs to get out of there. Good shot there. Almost taking out the Marder with that. But yeah, really, I think, needs to bring in some more Pioneers to repair stuff faster. But we actually got Fallschirmjägers now dropping down here, and an artillery strike called in on them. Yes, and that's all. Watch artillery, what it was called there. That's going to be a bit awkward for the Fallschirmjägers. Yikes. Only just 2 men there.
We have Fallschirmjäger ready for orders.
At least he finally called some in. Need to retreat the Fallschirmpioneer, though. Definitely needs to pull them back to repairs. Panther 1 is Marder, and he really should go for more Pioneers. Meanwhile, for Nath, he's just turning out Crusaders. Casual calls, not explaining what happened to the other ones. So where are the other tanks? Oh, they're somewhere out there. They're somewhere out there. Just, you know, you just need to find them. Just got to stay careful about those Germans, though. Better to stay up for the Germans. Got the Fallschirmpioneer back. Gurkhas up in advance, and Yates got 105 to 209. Nath definitely got the lead now here on Angreifen. Got Vetchi, 2 Gurkhas here, absolutely wreaking havoc. The Jaegers, there you go. Got a grenade assault here. Almost wiping out a Jaeger squad there. Right throw there. Grenade throw, that is. And the Marder 3 was the last in the Marder 3 series. You had the model, the initial model, which didn't have a model name. You had the Model H, which basically looks like a mix of the Model M and the first one, with the sort of same gun mount here, but more towards the center. And then you sort of had this one there. Got the Crusader rushing force gunners in the center. Fragmentation bomb again, wiping out the 6th crew there. Meanwhile, Nath's flat gun is almost ready too here. Jaegers, there's the section there. Really should pull back these Jaegers before they get annihilated. Down to 1 man. Even got the Marderman force here, heavily damaged. Panther 4 being rushed in. Have to commit it here. Almost wipes out here in that section, but almost gets wiped out in return. Marder there being shot at. Panther 4 pushing in here. Betchy 2 bar away. This is pretty good there for Angreifen, at least in that regard. Almost got the Gurkhas too. But he's up against 2 Crusader tanks. And he's got a heavily, or fairly damaged Panther 4 and a heavily damaged Marder there. Again, I am surprised he's not going for more Pioneers, or at least some more Falchion Pioneer. Like, he needs to, like, repair his stuff faster here.
Increase security around the HQ. We are down to 100 points.
Less than 1 point left for Angreifen. Something needs to change here. It needs to change fast. Jaegers on the move again here, gunning northwards, including a veteran D3 Grenadier squad, and that's without any MP40s, by the way. That's kind of impressive. So definitely, the infantry officer quarters plays a big role there. A bit surprised I haven't seen that one actually for the Luftwaffe quarters, considering like how much he's been making use of it. You would kind of figure like get some upgrades in there, and then would definitely help his Marder a bit. There you go, Panther puts in hit by the Crusaders from both sides. He almost got one of them already there. Oh dear. Buttoning up there, the Panther for the flak gun. Jaegers there might take out the Crusader. There we go, the other Crusader pushing in here. Nath almost got the Panther 4 here. Oh, he loses another Crusader. The turret goes off like fireworks of a rather macabre kind. Allowing the Panther 4 to get out. That was really close there for Nath, but the Jaegers definitely make such a proposition very painful. Never mind the Marder there, of course.
75 points remaining.
That's it. Nath still has a big victory pulling on. Angreifen in the south. Got the Falchion comes to the section here. Looks to be another not great engagement. Another grenade toss here. Another kill, but needs to retreat those Falchion before they get white. Panther being assaulted here with the section. The Gurkhas. 6-pounder gun moving in. The Panther 4 there should have pulled back, but it's so heavily damaged. But it's too late here. And the Falchion bears got wiped here. Can he get the Panther 4 to safety? Yes, he can, but it was really close. North side for the Grenadiers here with a little opposition there from Nath. Panther being forced back here. Still needs more Pioneers. There's also the Panther Wreck here dropped, I guess, from those previous sappers there. And Nath just keeps churning out those Crusaders. And of course, never explaining what happened to the previous ones.
We are hunting vehicles now.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Go, fixing up Panther 4. Marder remains in reserve.
Hold firm. We have only 50 points left.
50 points left here versus 188. Nath tanks moving in the line here. Ground sun point with the recce section here. And the Wheelman is also an odd choice here from Angreifen at this point. I mean, it could like even going for like a Panther 4 at this stage, honestly. Rather than a Wheelman, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. Bit odd there. That's it, these 53 Grenadiers, no matter how veteran they are not really much in the face of the Gurkhas or the Ace Recce sections. That's definitely retreating from Angreifen. Got the Ace moving forwards here. Vehicle event ready. We got 33 points left. Where we're saying that the ability probably should have the Marder supporting in case of, you know, Crusader tanks. Pushing from the northern point. Tilly being called in here by Nath. Smart move, obviously. We got the Gurkhas nearby. We got the Crusaders, got the flak gun moving in here. We got the Vehicle moving, but again, crucially, without any anti-tank support. And the Jaegers here being absolutely slaughtered here. The Gurkhas, unsurprisingly, show no mercy here. And there we go, that's 2 Jaeger squads just utterly executed here by Nath. 10 points left here, Crusader rushing in. The Marder is just doing nothing here. Got the section there white, but that's about it.
Our brave infantry.
At this point, it does look like G, and there we go. GG, Angreifen concedes. A loss for Deutschland, a victory for the Commonwealth. A brutal fight here. Angreifen several times I think was close to like really just having it, but they were like these oddities, like for some of that first Panther 4 they got thrown away by just putting it up there and doing nothing with it really was just very odd. Also those times I feel like I could just push from Falchion Jaegers a bit faster and then not replace against Pioneers I think was also a significant mistake there. Angreifen plus some other tactical issues I think slowly put the game in the advantage of Nath, who just made some good attacks, made good use of artillery call-ins, the training centers. Was just very keenly able to like just exploit and punish the mistakes Angreifen made when he made them. So despite a really strong start there, he just I feel like just wasn't quite able to consolidate his like advantages properly enough. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider donating or supporting the Propagandacast via Patreon. Links in the description. Or if you haven't already bought the game, consider link in the comments. Use the code CoH3. This is Imperial Links in. Cheers and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.